Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello. I said hello so many times. My fiance from the kitchen went hi. I'm over here to like vocal warm-ups. I don't actually know any vocal warm-ups. I should learn some. Now that I think about. Okay, turnabout is fair play, I see. Jindra with resubscribing for the 42nd month. I am fucking old. 6 more months and that's going to be 4 years. No. 42 months and they've been subscribed for 63 months. Still nuts to me. I've done this for 5 years. Thank you for resubscribing. Hopefully you continue to enjoy the number of emotes that we have. Per financial shenanigans, I don't have the funding to get more, but I am hoping to get some more in the near future. I keep saying that, but I procrastinate on a lot of things, including the YouTube video stuff that I really should be working on. But I am knee deep in doing some MMO shenanigans, as my fiance knows very well.
To the point where I sit there sending you texts about the cat keeping you captive for 20 minutes, and then you're like, I thought you were showering.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I was being held hostage by a 10-pound animal.
Yeah. If that doesn't sound like my fiance was being held hostage, you have never had a pet before. So
I could not legally move her.
exactly, my fiance could not legally move the cat. We had a game clearing poll. And that game clearing poll was started last week. And it is time to announce the results of it. So, before we get into the results, I do want to announce the games that were on the poll itself and hide the results presently from my fiance so that way they don't accidentally spoil anything.
I'm not going to say it out loud. I was assuming it was that one, but I don't remember that one being on there.
Oh, well, fair. So with that said, we have, I actually want to make sure I read this in the order that it is in. So give me just a moment, because otherwise I'm going to do bullshit and I'll read it in the wrong order and it'll spoil things anyway. So, on the list we had our carryover from the last poll being Sonic Frontiers on the Nintendo Switch. If you're not familiar with the Sonic game, I don't know what rock you've been living under, but can I come visit? Because that sounds like a place where a lot of research could be done. But Sonic Frontiers is a 3D Sonic them up. I say Sonic them up. It's a 3D platformer that emphasizes speed and momentum. But it's the first one in Sonic's career, really, that is of the open zone design. It was carried over from last poll because it ended up in second place. We then also have Sonic Lost World, which is on PC. Another 3D Sonic game, which, again, high-speed platformer game. But this one is quite a bit different. It is linear level design. You have to select each level as you go into them. So the world map is a level select screen. Controversial because it has a run button. Character go fast. Why have hold button to make character go fast? That was the prevailing criticism that I had heard, or at the very least, the criticism that the straw man in my head made up, if it's not true. Somewhat open worldish. Yes, exactly. Hence why it is known as open zone. Then we have Etrian Odyssey HD, which is an RPG dungeon crawler. We've done a number of these on the channel. That was originally released on the Nintendo DS, and that was partially to show off the bottom screen capability in allowing for like map drawing and such, which ends up kind of being a central mechanic of the game. In fact, from what I know and have played what little I have of it, some of your first quests actually involve you having to accurately map out the first fucking floor before you're allowed to proceed with the game. It's literally like, show some basic competency for this mechanic, and then we'll let you play the rest of the game. It is very, like, customizable. Story, at least for basic Etrian Odyssey, there is a 3DS re-release of Etrian Odyssey 1 with a subtitle. I don't remember what that subtitle is, but it ends up being a lot more story-focused. And you don't get to like create your party members as much if you play it in that mode. But Etrian Odyssey HD seems to lack that, and as such, it's very create a character focused. There is a central story. It kind of seems to take a little bit of a back seat compared to the primary gameplay loop. But it does have an emphasis on having a large and varied party that you swap customized character for various needs and uses. Etrian Odyssey kind of revived the tile-based, turn-based dungeon crawler. Yeah, thanks, Atlas. No, seriously, thanks, Atlas. Oh yes, that universal tutorial quest. Indeed. Then next on the list we had Shantae, Half Genie Hero, which is a 2D platformer game from a series which is mostly a Metroidvania, but Half Genie Hero is a little bit more linear. Like, it also has a level select situation. It still has some Metroidvania elements where you can revisit old levels when you get new abilities, and then you can, like, navigate them a little bit more differently. But I'd argue that's more like a Mega Man X style thing than it is, like, a Metroidvania thing. But as a result, like, unlike other games, the game is not, like, laid out in, like, a contiguous world, and is instead, like, separate individual levels that you visit. Millennium Girl is the subtitle of Etrian Odyssey 1. Gotcha. And then we also have Devil May Cry HD, which is... I've been wanting to get into the Devil May Cry series. It is a 3D action-adventure game, which is... I listed it as known for its obnoxious difficulty and weird design in places. Which is to say... The first game's rough. It has a combo system and elements of a brawler. In fact, it is an inspiration for many a modern day hack and slash them up. Because, like, it was so well received, even if it was a pile of smoldering yet tasty garbage. People like Dante. People like the game overall. And then its sequel nearly fucked it all up, from what I understand. And then last on the list, we had Monster Sanctuary, which I have described as a 2D Metroidvania with a twist. With the twist being that outside of some core abilities, many abilities come from collectible monsters. So it's not necessarily traditional as a Metroidvania in that you find an ability, you go back and backtrack, and then you can do the platforming. Sometimes it's a matter of needing the correct monster, so you need to go find it, and then you will have the correct ability to do the thing, which it could just be available from the beginning of the game for all, like, intents and purposes. Interestingly as well, combat is resolved in turn-based fashion with the collected monsters rather than real-time action, so it ends up being like a turn-based RPG with Metroidvania map exploration elements. Monsters also have levels and stats, so, again, very RPG-like. Technically, it was derived from Onimusha. Oh yeah, Devil May Cry? Fair enough. But those were the game options. So how about, what did people overall rank them? As far as that is concerned, I have the totals right here. Per the norm, it is ranked choice voting. There weren't too terribly many people voting this time, despite my somewhat minimal efforts to actually spread and get it more voted on. But still, I am satisfied that people were able to vote it out as they were. I am curious of how it ultimately broke down, but we do have a clear and defined winner. Though it was a little bit closer than it was the last couple times, to say the least. So, starting off at the bottom of the rung, ranking an average of 4.5, meaning, you know, it got some positive votes. But why has Onimusha been forgotten? Looks at 3 being more of a movie than Asuras. Oh, Jesus. You know what? Fair enough. And everyone loves Asuras Wrath, even though it's QuickTime Event, the movie. Look, Liam O'Brien carries a lot of that game. Let's be real. For the English dub. Anyway, in 6th place, we have, at 4.5, Devil May Cry HD. A little disappointing, but at the same time, not entirely unwarranted. Again, I didn't give it the most flattering of views on it. And also, it is a relatively older game. The original game came out on PlayStation 2. And, I mean, it's not a typical affair that I play on this channel. I've played some games like it before, but not often. In 5th place, with a marginal markup score, golf rule-wise, of 4.3, we have Monster Sanctuary. Which, you know, again, a little disappointing, but not terribly surprising, considering what it was up against. More mainstay names than an indie title. But at least it did better than Devil May Cry. So, I mean, it's got that going for it. In 4th place, with a markup to 3.8, we have... And mind you, this is like their averaging placing. Shantae, Half Genie Hero. Which, I guess I'm surprised it got so low. But considering, you know, what's left in the, like, list that got higher than it, that's... You know, I'm... Okay. Like, it'll take another break. At some point, I will just play the game for my own time. Above that, averaging at a 3.3, in 3rd place, we have Sonic Lost World. So I guess, compared to the other game that, you know, is above it, that makes sense. It is the older, less well-liked Sonic game. I know, either from Strawman or from just general opinion on the net, Zavok, who is the main antagonist in that game, is not well-liked. Like, at all. Like, apparently Zavok is one of the weakest antagonists of Sonic. So, as a direct consequence, people probably don't look very fondly on Lost World, as well as, again, it wasn't received well when it was released. It has a dedicated run button. So, fair that it ranks so highly. The only one character was well received. Oof. And it wasn't Zavok, from what I understand. Yikes. Well then. And with that, we have our top 2. So to announce what got 2nd place so everyone can understand which one ended up in 1st, averaging at 2.8, our 2nd placer is, if I had a soundboard, this is where I'd put in a drum roll. Sonic Frontiers. Which leaves me in a bit of a weird position. So, what won with an average of 2.5, first placing, is Etrian Odyssey. It was the girl, because of course. Of course it was the fucking girl. The internet is full of gooners, let's be real. So, Sonic Frontiers was the last poll's carryover. It's getting carried over again. Which puts me in a weird bind. Because eventually it's just, like, it's going to feel like that this game is just either going to continuously carry over until it inevitably wins. This has happened before, where a carryover made the carryover a second time. Gotcha. All right, if it has happened before, where a carryover has gotten the carryover again, we'll continue to carry over it. But I think Persona 5 was a carryover like 3 times before it won. That checks out. I might have to see and find out if I can dig up my old stuff and see if that's the case. But very much what I want to do. If Sonic Frontiers doesn't win the next poll, and ends up being carryover again, like 3 times, second place in a row, I will probably just say, you know what? Fuck it. It's the next game after this one. Because, like, yes, this has happened before. At least I trust Jindra on this one, because I don't remember it happening before. That's how much these game clearing polls ultimately stay in my memory, because I have to, like, make the next one, and they only last about a week for their voting. So, yeah, no. But this means that our next game is Etrian Odyssey. Which means we get more custom characters, which makes me smile. Because it's like, oh boy. So, now that that's the case, let me change things. Etrian Odyssey HD Part 1. Now that that is clear. Hi! And then, to briefly talk about plans as far as what I'm going to do for this. As has been noted, pick up the game already. Do it. There it goes. I will let this play out. In the past, when a game had dedicated, customization stuff, I would opt to allow the viewer base to jump in and be all like, hey, create this character in my honor, so that way you have this character from the viewership, that you can use, and like if I watch the VODs or whatever, I can see that you're using them. I'm going to do that again. I need to make something to actually accept input. So this first stream, barring anybody that really wants me to make a character now, I will predominantly make characters to fill out the initial party. So I would say don't fret, because Etrian Odyssey demands more than just an initial 5. Can you beat this game with just an initial 5 party? Probably. Are you gonna have a very good or easy time? Probably not. I don't know terribly much about the game, but I know enough. New game. After changing language settings, characters entered by the player may not display properly. Text will display properly upon changing back to the original language. So, difficulty-wise, we can pick Picnic, Basic, or Expert. The way I read this, Picnic is easy, Basic is normal, Expert is hard. It mostly asks for one of each class. Fair enough. And that checks out. Just to confirm, because I'm sure Jindra knows more in this case, Basic is in fact the normal difficulty, correct? Because if it turns out if Expert is that, then while I will doubt it, I will probably defer to that judgment. The original didn't have a difficulty select. So I don't know. Well, this is the recommended difficulty for first-time players or RPG enthusiasts. The difficulty can be changed during the game through the options menu while in town. Starting the game in basic difficulty. Well, first-time player is going to be accurate, so we will proceed. One day, in the small, isolated town of Etrian, an underground forest was discovered. Don't ask me how that fucking works. There's just an underground forest. The Radha, governors of Etrian, issued a proclamation throughout the continent. Any able-bodied adventurer was invited to investigate the forest and explore its depths. But no matter how many came to investigate the dungeon, none gained the renown they sought. As more adventurers tried and failed to conquer it, it came to be known by a new name. The Yggdrasil Labyrinth, or Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil? Yggdrasil? You are the latest adventurer to journey to Etria in response to the Rodhaus proclamation. You have but one goal. Explore the forest to win fame and fortune. Etria is at hand. And yeah, it kind of just throws you in, and now we're in tutorial mode. We need to go to the Explorers Guild. I haven't seen you before. I take it you came to check out the Yggdrasil Labyrinth? Then welcome, friend. Not many guilds lately are admitting new adventurers. Those short-sighted losers care too much about trifles to do any real investigation. If you got the guts, you should make a guild entirely for newcomers. Okay, with a bit of research, expert maps to the original difficulty. I might bump it up then. There are loads of guys just sitting on their thumbs. Join any guild that'd take them. How about it? Don't make a guild? Great, let's get started. Write what you want to call your guild in this ledger. Someday the world will know this name, so think carefully before choosing it. Please choose a guild name. Please input text via the keyboard, confirm by pressing enter. Basic, you do a bit more damage, and you take a bit less. Okay. I probably will bump it up to expert then. Just mostly to get the original experience. Basic is fine. I'm a stickler for that, like, originally designed difficulty, even if it is on the harder end of things. We have 8 characters. Strike Heart doesn't fit. What do we call this? Our guild name. My brain hurts. First picnic, you do loads more damage and take 1/10 the damage you would otherwise have, as well as some items being non-consumables. Fair enough. Let me think. What if we did... What if we did Sunsword? Sunlight. Those sunlight. Light. That actually would fit. This is always the hardest fucking part. I think I'll stick with Sunsword. Sunsword. And that could be weird. Use all these different thingies, but confirm. Is the guild name acceptable? Sunsword? As far as I'm aware, you can change it. It costs a fuckload of money. Sunsword, huh? Not a bad name. Now you got a guild, you'll need adventurers to fill it. Of course, you can go into the labyrinth yourself. You got the stones, then register your own name as a member. More adventurers means more options open to you, and less of a chance of dying down there. Think about it for a while. Make sure you register a variety of classes into your guild. So, yeah, no, he's not kidding. So, we're going to start with, Moi. There are also 2 other classes which I think are a secret in the original DS release. Ronin and Hexer. They're there, but we can't make them yet. So we got the Launchknecht. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Masters of Sword and Axe, Launchknechts can bear a wide range of weapons and armor in close combat. Balanced warriors for the front line. Survivalist, fleet-footed, and wise in the ways of the forest. Their bow skills make them desirable allies. Fast-acting fighters, useful in either line. I somehow doubt this. Protector, which is probably what I'm going to start as. Holy Defenders of the Weak. A protector's sword and shield are invaluable tools when in the dungeon. Dark Hunter. Pinpoint lashes of their whip can weaken opponents. Use their skills wisely to turn the tide of battles. Their skills are best used in the front. Medic, unskilled in battle, their healing arts allow experienced warriors to survive difficult battles. Use their healing gifts from the back. Also, Holy Defenders are best used as frontline warriors. Alchemist, which is the equivalent to Mage. Those who study the control of nature, the power of fire, ice, and lightning is at their command. Elementalists who prefer the back. And then Troubadour. Lively dancers and singers who inspire the party. Their support is always welcome in combat. Supporters able to work on either line. So I will start by creating a protector. I'm not going to use Manafa in the lineup unless I, make more characters. We're going to go with Manaswel. Me. So we have a variety of portraits to pick. If we press tab, we can see what they all look like. Ah, yes. I can see where Dark Hunter might be popular. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Anyway, medics are cute. Alchemists are aura farming. Ah. Also, I can see where Troubadour might be popular. Mm-hmm. Anyway. I am going to go with the youthful lad. 9 characters as well. Oh, that's 8. Perfect. Mission complete. We can register another for right this moment so I can do some... It's gonna force me. It's up to you how many people you want to take down to the Labyrinth. Take my advice. Get pretty dangerous if you have fewer than 5. Do what you want, though. I'm not gonna force you. The reason I'm here... Tab for the main menu. Options... Setting that difficulty to expert. Oh, there's also auto mapping, which changes the settings for automatically marking floors and surrounding walls. I have this off because I feel like that just fucking ruins the whole point of the game. Like, you can turn it on if you want it to be like a more modern traditional experience. I'm happy this exists. But I'm like, bro, come on. Also, I'm playing on mouse and keyboard. You can play this on a controller. I mean, really, that's all there is to say about that. Also, we can't save immediately. I believe on was the default option of the S for really? Somehow I doubt this, but I'll take your word for it. In the book menu, you can view and accepted quests and missions. Party, you can reconfigure people's placement. Custom! Did map some stuff by walking over it. In the custom menu, you can spend skill points to learn new skills. In this game, for each level you gain, you earn only 1 skill point. Use them wisely, either to strengthen existing skills or to learn new ones. So yeah, when I say things are customizable, I do mean it. When new characters start with 3 skill points, though. And, like, you can either dump them all into one thing, or you can kind of go from there. Learn skill, mine twice per day. Uses per day up and success rate up. And at level 10, it's mastery. I think it's silly, because, like, seeing it at level 10... Because, like, you know, it displays your current level and then what it will do at the next level. Protector skill that heals a small amount of HP. Protector skill that heals a medium amount of HP. What I will probably do, because I'm probably going to make a form, is I will, when it comes to creating characters, I will make, like, I will use Tally. And I will have it so... Gods, that is a nice convenience. Seeing what future levels will do for you, or what? In the OG, you only had the current displayed. Ah, okay. But yeah, probably what I'll do with Tally is... I'm not gonna make it so you go through, like, pick what you want at each level. I will probably do like a, you know, with these, pick a main and secondary style for these. And I will probably look at like all the various skill trees without necessarily creating characters, or just create the characters and then do it that way. For my part though, because I know folks probably won't be super into the idea of making a character solely to do a gathering task. Any characters that I create, I will put A level or future levels into their gathering to give viewer characters more priority in, like, being the star of the show, as it were. So in this case, we're going to put a point in mine, which I would say is, based on what little I know of this game, probably not the most recommended thing. And again, this is where it's like, a gathering-focused survivals can cover all gathering needs themselves. Gotcha. I'll actually hold off on that, because that would be a fair point then. And I will probably make one gathering-focused character then that is a survivalist. Because I want to make as few characters as I can get away with, if that makes sense. That gives HP, defense, TP, which is our MP equivalent, tech points, as you might want to call them, shield mastery, increased elemental defense, needed to learn shield skills. I have to assume that's like basically magic defense. Party from the first fire attack, ice attack, or rear and front guard, where I take damage in place of party members. Party assumes a protective formation that increases physical defense. Lots of decisions to be made. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up rear guard, so I'll protect the back line in case anything can specifically smack them. It's probably not going to be necessary, especially early on. then I'll pick up the defense up so I can get provoked later. Okay. Probably not how you should create or customize this character. Equip menu. Some classes require particular weapons to use some of their skills. Be mindful of this. Protectors are sword and board wielders. Believe it or not, let me remove this. You actually have 3 armor slots rather than just like, you know, chest piece and then 2 armor slots. So it's kind of like Disgaea in that sense. Because you have the 1 dedicated weapon slot, but then you have 3 put whatever the fuck you want in here slots. Status, see party member status, equipment, and skills. 0 boost, we can check the skills. We have defense up 1, shield mastery 1, rear guard 1, and that is what we have as a protector. Then you can check skills and use them out of combat if you have any. And then items. We have nothing. No, literally, we have nothing. Alright. So then in that case, let's make a dedicated survivalist. The mouth is just fucking hilarious to me. I think in the original there were only 4 portraits. The 2 male and the 2 ladies. I think HD adds a 5th. Big, I think, there. This one we're going to do as my alchemist character, Datura. You can't equip more than 1 of the same item class, though. Ah, okay. So, unlike Disgaea, where you could, like, equip 3 relics and then call it good, you can't do that in this game. You have to be, like, armor piece, shield, and belt. You can't do 3 belts. So we'll do Datura. Registration complete. Ah, yes, you can change appearance, change equipment, rename, dismiss. I wanted to get rid of somebody. We have 28 slots. Again, another reason where I want to be wise about how I do this. Supposed to be able to do either row. I want to keep her in the back so she can use a bow if she has to fight. Yep. Chop, mine, take. Survivalist has all 3. And typically, Datura is my alchemist, so she will actually have all 3. Because that's what she's supposed to be good at. Even though, like, I would also give her bows, but I will give her that on her next level up, so she can actually do more damage with bows. But now we can go gather stuff, which is important to me. Relics like rings might be an exception, but yeah, for armor, it's just 1. This might be stupid, and it might be very hard, but this may be our starting party. I say maybe. I was also going to have it so the forum wouldn't have a limit on creating characters. I'm probably going to apply some limit since there's only 28 slots, and I want to approach this like, while my viewer base is very small, if I took the number of people that are in the Discord alone, we could probably fill that up if they were to all create a character. And then there would still be some that wouldn't be able to, like, make anybody's. So I think that would be the best approach, is to keep it kind of like as a 1 per person situation. So very, very, very limited party, and this is probably, like, not recommended at all. In fact, the guy at the Adventurers, or the Explorers Guild is like, hey, maybe take 5 people with you? I mean, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but yeah, no. So I will probably do that for the moment. Just so that we have somebody that gathers and somebody that can do protection. And And then I want to allow people to actually create characters. So that way they can join up and do the la-la, as it were. I know later on you can, at least I believe you can reclass. And like let you carry over some statistical stuff. Things along those lines. Golden deer. Fear the deer! In this case, now that we went to the Explorers Guild, I think our next task is actually to go to Radha Hall. No soliciting. This is Radha Hall, home of Etria's governing body. I assume, newcomers, that you are en route to investigate the forest. However, we don't recognize just anyone who manages to throw together a guild. If you wish to become licensed adventurers, first complete the mission we give you. A new mission is available. Select accept missions from the menu to see the details. Adventurers Initiation. New adventurers must be tested by mapping the first floor of the labyrinth. Meet the soldier on B1 floor for the details. Your mission is to create a map of the first floor of the labyrinth as an initiation. Those who cannot accomplish this elementary task are better off staying out of the forest. Explore the first floor and map everything you see there. This method will be useful later. Here is a small map to start you off. Fill in the rest of the details as best you can. We've obtained the labyrinth map and several reams of paper besides. Now go to the forest and get the details from the soldier on the first floor. Tell the Raha about monsters and items you discover. Report results. Now we can go to the forest entrance. The Golden Deer Pub! Welcome. Don't think I've seen your face in here before. You new in town? Going down in the labyrinth, you should visit the Radha first. Every adventurer's gotta go through Radha Hall before they're officially recognized. Wow, ad break, really? Sorry, Han, but my hands are tied. I can't give you any work until then. Once you're legit, come see me again, alright? I'll be looking forward to it. Can't pick up quests until we're done with that. Alright. We didn't even get to the fucking labyrinth. Oh, wow. Click off it, it darkens, and it's like, alright, I'm inactive. Let's take a break. Get up, stretch, do what you gotta do in order to stay as healthy as you can be. Warning, or rather, I'll warn once we get back from break. But otherwise, don't go anywhere. We will be back with some more Etrian Odyssey. I'll see you guys in a bit. And I'm back. Let's resume. I do want to warn before we get much further into this. Today's stream will be a little bit short. I have made some plans for the evening. Not really affected by my starting late either. Like, just my starting late, I was still gonna do like 3 hours. We're still doing 3 hours. My starting late, thankfully, was not late enough to affect that length. So, before we do anything... Oh boy. Hello. Need items, weapons, equipment? I'm your girl. Are you the guild I hear about with only new folk? This is a choice for characterization. Explorers like you are my best customers. I look forward to doing business with ya. You can sell items obtained in the labyrinth and buy the goods created from them. When purchasing, your party members are shown, and you may switch between characters with Q or E. When buying weapons, you can press... What's that one? /? Yeah, / or V to jump between weapon types. Also, depending on the screen you're on, a button prompt will be displayed telling you what to do. Each function is useful, so be sure to make good use of them. You can also talk with her, but here we go. Bye! And sure enough, I'm pretty sure this would be displayed on the bottom screen, but we don't have a bottom screen, so here's where our real estate gets taken. Weapons. Skarma's axe, large knife designed for combat. And that's it as far as weapons we can equip, really. It's either that or the knife. So, I will buy the Skarma's axe. We'll equip it. And then for Datura, we will buy the wood bow. Armor. We only have the tweed armor, but that's a matter of like knit glove, leaf boot, hairpin, or targe. I mean, just about anybody can equip these things. I think as you start getting into different like materials, the type of character that can equip it starts to change. But I think all of this stuff initially, like everybody can equip, which, you know, checks out, I suppose. But while we have it, tweed armor is fine. I would do knit glove and leaf boot. And then for Manaswel, agility is not as key of a stat. Targe. And while it doesn't necessarily matter, knit glove. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Fair.
I'm not gonna do party up top battles in.
Fair.
This.
That. Yeah, probably. The Keft Apothecary. Welcome to Etria. We stand in the town's apothecary, where we heal the wounded and fallen. We also offer medicines to take with you. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. If you're wounded in the forest, then come back here. We'll do everything we can for you. He actually does sell. So, herbal perfume that restores 10 boost points. Tonic made of pulverized forest herbs recovers 15 TP. Probably wise we buy some Medica. 10 for now. 10 for now should be fine. Then pickings on gear. Yes, very. And the Rooster Inn. Welcome to the Rooster Inn. We cater to adventurers who explore the forest. Please, make yourself at home. This is where you'd sleep. Sleep until morning heals all HP and TP. I believe some quests and missions are time sensitive, so do this with care. Nap, sleep until evening, heals all HP and TP. Store or claim goods. You actually have a limited inventory. So if you can't carry something, you'd put it here. And this is also where you can save your game. I called my guild Valor. Overwrite. We're now Sunblade. Or Sunsword. Damn, Sunblade would have been good too. Too late now. But with that, we have our main quest. We are equipped. There's 2 of us. Oh boy. Here be dragons, the forced entrance. We can't use this because we're not able to pick the selected stratum. Enter the labyrinth. First stratum, the Emerald Grove. Yeah, and here's our basic map. You can tap the arrows, or you can use WASD, ED, or QE. I believe this room doesn't have much of an encounter. But yeah, I can press Z to swap from either this Habsy view, or so we have a full view. Which, right now, since I don't need to map anything, this will be fine. The Yggdrasil Labyrinth. 1 task must be performed before challenging its depths. As you have some skill at adventuring, some 3 skill points should be available to you. To spend them on skills useful in the labyrinth, open the main menu with Tab. Select Custom to allocate skill points, but think carefully before doing so. You may already be aware of this, in which case this advice is happily unnecessary. If so, then hesitate no longer to begin your adventure in this lush green forest. You can't see my cursor, but the ball in the bottom right, actually indicates whether or not you're going to run into an encounter. And it starts to change color as you do so. I can generally tap at it. This thingy, right here. There are some sneaky things to pay attention to as well. We are low level. A hostile tree cat! I think my stuff is really fast. You don't need to use a skill. So attack, attack. 9 damage, tree rat attacks. Ow! Okay, it's not that fast. But this game's not forgiving. I got critted. Probably gonna get the hell out of here. Or maybe not immediately. And fallen. 12 EXP, which is split amongst all your party members. So there is rationality to come in here with fewer party members, but per the greater risk is a lesser reward. Or per the greater reward is a greater risk, I should say. We also found a small fang. You discovered a new monster, Tree Rat, which dropped small fangs. Yeah, everything in this game is basically a discoverability. Or something discoverable. Like, things matter. Feels so wrong. But if I get crit again, I might, like, actually end up KO'd, so... As you walk the narrow path, greenery all around, you see a soldier standing guard. You must be the new guys. The Rada told me you'd be along. How? Welcome to the forest. A few questions for the soldier spring to mind, but you wonder if you should let him be. So we can ask what he's doing here, ask about the labyrinth, or leave quietly. What's about this labyrinth? The soldier looks around him once before answering. We call this the Yggdrasil Labyrinth. It's a pretty strange place. The ecology here is completely different than the one in the world above, where we live. It goes down so deep that no one has ever seen the lowest stratum. Plan on exploring down there, then make sure your guard's up at all times. His speech delivered, the soldier loses interest in you and returns to his post. You hesitate, unsure whether to ask him another question or let the matter drop. You decide to leave the soldier alone. What are you doing here? The soldier answers your question slowly. My orders are to make sure no one, you for example, gets in the forest without permission. Want in? Start the way everyone does. Make a map of the floor we're on. As I'm sure they told you back at the Radha, everyone goes through this initiation. With that, the soldier points to the map of the forest you hold in your hands. Review the map drawing controls? We may as well. In this game, you can draw maps of your surroundings using a mouse, a controller, or a keyboard. Full map. The top map shows the entire floor. The portion outlined in green is shown on the zoomed map. Zoomed map. The bottom map shows a zoomed-in view of the map. The player can draw walls and place icons to customize the map. Drawing with a mouse, you left-click. Use your mouse to draw your own maps. Drawing with controller and keyboard. A controller and keyboard can also be used to draw maps. You can use a combination of controller, keyboard, and mouse controls to draw maps. So I could theoretically also play this with a controller, but I mean, mouse and keyboard is right here. There are various tools at your disposal to help you flesh out your map. Left-click the tool you want to use to switch functions. Draw walls, erase walls, draw floors, erase floors. Left-click or drag the tool on the zoomed map. Details apply to default control settings. Aside from a mouse, you can also draw maps using controller and keyboard. Mouse map. In addition to tools, you can use icons to annotate your map in further detail. Left-click the icons menu to open-close, or menu's open-close button to show icons. Left-click, click it again to close the icon menu. The menu button on the controller or the C key on a keyboard can also be used. Drag an icon from the icon menu to the map to place the icon. When using a mouse, use the cursor to select an icon and place it where desired on the zoomed map. Place a memo icon to leave yourself a message. These can be used to mark points of interest. Use the crane tool to move icons previously placed on the zoom map. Mouse controls can also be used to left-click icons without the need of the crane tool. Press the zoom in and zoom out buttons to change the display size of the zoom map. Adjusting the zoom can make it easier to draw details. Over the main menu, select Options and navigate to Field to adjust auto mapping level, tool, and icon display positions and other detailed settings related to map creation. Similarly, you can adjust game controls in the Controls section of the Options menu. This area inside the red border shows where you've got to map. Finish that part and see me. Well, now we know everything that we need to do. We have to map everything in here. Which you can't see my mouse going around the thing. You have to map everything in here. So, you know, that's fun. Also, my scroll wheel does that. Whee! So, let's get started. Tree rat. As long as they're... Ow. As long as they're tree rats, we should be okay. Ow. of course, you can always speed up combat. Just especially for right now, we don't want it to go particularly fast. We got soft hide. I think 1, 2, 2. Turn. And then we can see like 1, 2, 3 up to 3 tiles away. Don't forget the walls. And honestly, this mechanic right here on this like part drew me to this game. Because I'm like, a game where you draw your own map in the game? That's fucking wild, man. Even though it's really not that impressive. But to me it was. While walking through the forest, you find something furry at the trail's end. Initially thinking it a creature, you lower your guard upon realizing it's a boot. Could it have belonged to an adventurer? You weigh the options of picking up the dirty boot or leaving it where it lies. Now let's look around. You thoroughly inspect the area around the boot. A close look reveals torn clothes and reddish stains on the ground. Signs point to dangerous beasts lurking nearby. Eyeing the boot, you wonder whether picking it up is worth whatever danger is in store. There's just the two of us. We're gonna decide to ignore the boot and leave this place. Be worth annotating for the moment. And then we can do that. And now we can see it, and it's like, ooh. Other things to keep an eye out for is that sometimes there can be like secrets along the walls, and then you can use like these arrows here to note like what's going on there. You can also set up an auto path. That's what like this stuff here is for. It's to set up auto path. Well, not this. These colors are for something else. But like this is for auto pathing. It can go up to so long, and you can like auto path your way through a floor. That's luck. Circle X, probably like most of these are like to mark things. That's gonna be fun. But it's all, I say it's all fairly straightforward. For the moment, anyway. Another fight. Ow. Ow. God. Okay. Didn't want to get KO'd in my first fight, after, like, in the first floor. That's embarrassing. And there we go. We have leveled up. So then what we can do, open up the main menu, custom, Manaswel. Now pick up, well, we could pick up Provoke. From battle to the previous floor. Could be handy. Also, you can tell what skills you need in order to pick up certain things based on, like, all these arrows that are drawn. They are a little silly, though. Also, Smite. Oh, yeah, Binding is a big thing, too. Divert the enemy's attention to you at high levels. Also increases defense. Draw rate and speed. And then defense is added at level 6. It's not kidding when it says at high levels. I will pick up Provoke for right now. has a draw rate, so it's not a perfect, like, enemies will attack me instead. But for now, that can be useful. And then Datura, we want to pick up bows. Go. And moving on. So a lot of what you can do is, like, just stroll along, mark out the map as you go. If you've played this game, if you've played this game before, you should know it's entirely possible to just, basically bullshit this tutorial by drawing out the entire map without even moving from the guard position. Kind of kills the spirit of the game, but, you know, say la vie. Also, note that the area I've currently mapped, up here, is outside of where we're supposed to map. We're gonna go that way and, can I fight these things? These things. Woodflies spook me. Because they're generally pretty fucking evasive. Oh, good. They have an attack that can hit the back row. Great. Wonderful, even. Okay, missed. Enemies do still have to follow a very basic rule when attacking your party. They have to eliminate your front row before they can attack the back row. God, I think the amount of EXP we got from that fight says enough about those guys. But that's if they do a regular attack and don't have a ranged weapon. You know, because you can't cut through the front row to get to the back row if you don't have a ranged option. But if you do have a ranged option, say spell or technique, like they did, then you don't have to eliminate them. Clear? No. Just a ready dead end. Also, the game is making a lot of corrections to my lines. If it didn't, my lines would look a lot more fucked up than how straight and perfectly right-angled these lines are. To say the least. At the very least, want to make sure got this much going on. Here we go. Then we can see that this is like this, and then we got ourselves a triangle hallway. And that should be the correct number of steps. You can do a lot of, like, observational mapping like this. Just be wary, because if you're wrong about where certain placements are, and you are just that confident about your map, and then you go to walk it or auto-map it, you might be in for a rude surprise. Or auto-walk it, I should say. Like, a lot of this game revolves around the map that you draw. So don't fuck it up. Bull has appeared. Preemptive attack! This one I think we're supposed to be afraid of. We have the initiative, though. Okay, 15 EXP. Discovered a new monster, Mole. Again, we don't have to map this area out. In fact, it could be recommended that you don't. Continue into the forest, you reach a clearing. Squarish boxes are lined up before you. It's possible they were left by fellow explorers of the labyrinth. Then, too, they may be part of the treasure rumored to litter the labyrinth. The boxes sit ready to be opened, offering no clues to their nature. Now, this is neat, because there are... some of the icons you place are actually reactive. So, to demonstrate, these are all treasure chests. What happens when you open them? While exploring, you come across a large box. Okay, Medica 2. Hey, look! It opened on the map where I placed the treasure chest icon. I think that's really fucking cool. That if you are correct in your placement of, like, icons like that, it will actually be reactive. Feeling okay, buddy? My rat and I are dealing with allergies, I think. At least I hope. He's been sneezing and doing some coughy stuff. Ah. I don't know if we can win this fight. Okay. Hey, it's Grama Socks. So we got another sword. And 200 N. Note that while we've been fighting, we have not been making any money. Monsters here, do not drop cash. Save? Oh, we can save in here. Neat. Don't remember if you could do that in the DS version. Good, more wood flies. Ugh. Again, I'm worried about how lethal they are, especially since the action economy here is there's 3 of them and only 2 of us. My head's been bound. Which Etrian Odyssey is this first one? Yes, this is the first one. Hello. How is you? Excuse me. I don't remember what happens when the head is bound. I know when the arms are bound, you can't, like, use attacks or anything. And then I think there's when legs are bound, which does some shenanigans. Binding is a whole thing. I have to read up on what it does again. Oof. Guard, please. Thank you. Well, that's not good. Thanks. I love the series. I miss them because they haven't ported my favorites. Fair. Rate of crits. Not a fan of that. See if we can't just eliminate you. Okay. Let me guess. Nexus? There's just the one now. Ow. Of course, and the Untold, the ones with an actual proper story. Okay, leveled up again. We are now level 3, and they dropped a tiny petal. Again, these are, like, super duper unoptimal ways to do this. Nexus was a bit of everything. Memory lane love, fair. It will be. early yet to pick up HP. We pick up more defense. That way we can be a more effective tank. So don't like how we're both taking damage because of the wood flies. Just have to live with it. Here we are. The Untold had more story than the originals, and I just like them that much more. I mean, fair. Oh boy. Thoughts? Or
All the dishes are in the dish.
fair. Anything Etrian Odyssey is great. I can feel that. Oh god, our boost gauge is full. I think that does shenanigans when we attack. Something. We didn't KO anything. Great. Great! Three and Beyond have something of a story, beyond the very excuse plot that exists for most of the game in 1 and 2. Fair. Oh no, there's boost. Then we can use it. If it does. Well, we're boosting. Ow. Ow. Oh, well, there you go. Still broken, you mean? In 4, a single poorly built Imperial had the damage output of a tuned full party. That's nutty. Okay, so boost just gives you a wickedly high attack. Like, damaging attack, I should say. Also, ow. That hurt a lot. That way. That. It's so easy to accidentally do the wrong thing. But I just find this kind of style of game relaxing, in a way. Up until everything goes to shit and you die. But then again, I feel like that's a lot of people that play video games. It's like, oh, this is relaxing. Everything goes to shit and you die. You actually love the mapping? Yeah, no, it's a fun part, I think. Why didn't custom tutorial? Ow! Stop it! Stop that right now. Ow. Ow. I think. Also, I dropped a skill tree simulator in Discord. Oh. Also, everything goes to shit and you die is very much part of the game, much like Shin Megami Tensei games, not Persona. I feel like it can happen in Persona, just not nearly as often. I didn't miss anything, did I? It's not appear so. But see, this is where, like, you're gonna end up paying a lot of attention to what you end up mapping. And it's like a really cool aspect of this, like, genuinely though. And lovely music, beautiful music, and very nasty monsters. Through that. It's a thing in many an Atlas game. Yes, verily. We have to map that too, but for right now. And see, this is where it's important to understand, like, you know, my brain sees this and it's like, oh, that's to the right. So map it there. No, that's to my relative right. So it's actually on the map's left. If you don't know how to read a map, this game's gonna be your fucking nightmare, man. Looks like we got this and another bit forward. It looks like it does this number. And again, that could be wrong, so I'm not going to wall it. Oh good, more wood flies. Love them. So cool. They're really not. Ow. That deter's not taking a lot of damage there. Get gone! Ow. Ow! Oh my god! Of course I crit when I didn't need to. Ow! I feel like a bound head just reduces your defense. More tiny petals! Ah, door. Doors, man. What can I say about doors that isn't already known about doors? A mysterious crystal entwined with ivy blocks your path. Seems you cannot proceed. Door. Because that's what that is. That's a door. Off. Straight. Like, drawing in the walls is also a great way to indicate where you've been versus what you just guesstimate. Like, you can, like, create your own methods of, like, you know, how do you determine where you've been versus where you've not been? And this seems like a good method, I would think. Like, you just gotta create your own rules, man. Use markers. But actually, yes. As you continue down the path, you find red fruit growing on the wall of trees. I mark everything on those maps. Fair. Hangs just within reach, seemingly daring you to pluck it and take a bite. You consider for a moment whether or not to eat the fruit. Eat the red fruit? Maybe not. Wary of the mysterious fruit, resolve not to be tempted by its bright color. Like important encounters and events, bosses should be auto-marked. I've turned off auto-marking. Lame. But anyway, not actually lame. It's just a preference. I don't want it to be auto-marked. Red fruit. Like, if one of the gameplay elements is to map the map, I want to map the map. Now, let's save this, because I'm pretty sure this is all connected. Ads again? Rubbing my nose because I vacuumed yesterday. I still need to clean my rat's cage. My sinuses are a little fucked. I did auto-mark bosses because of item drop farming. Hope this is not a spoiler. Bosses that respawn? I mean, it's technically not a spoiler, but, like... just don't tell me when that's gonna come up at the very least. Nice, you have rat pets. Well, singular now. I lost one of them. A little... Uh-oh. Not. We're gonna have to get out of here. Sag. Very. Very Sag. Good, tree rat's defending. Even in your dungeon crawler. F-O-E! Yep. Ugh. Sinuses sometimes. No, I love being crit. I don't know what you're talking about. Leveled up again. Ever since I played Etrian Odyssey, FOE is part of my vocab. I feel that. Harry and Fleet is now available. Yep, forgot to use your stuff. True Shot. Powerful piercing bow skill. Aim for the opponent's feet for a chance of biting its legs. Fire 2 arrows at once or 3 at high levels. This ultimate shot takes 3 turns for its full effect to be felt. Ooh. Oh, ads are going. God damn it. Alright, well, time for a break. Get up, stretch, do what you gotta do in order to stay as healthy as you can be. Otherwise, don't go anywhere. We'll be back with a little bit more Etrian Odyssey. I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay. I am back. I suppose? What? Well, there they go. Let's get back into it. Choices so little time. We haven't found any gathering points, so I'm hesitant to increase those. Ooh. TP might be important for Datura, but at this time, 2 hits, TP8, TP3, TP4. Increasing it increases the damage. Up until mastery. Though at some levels it also increases the cost. Useful in some instances. Agility up is also good to have. Bump a point to this, I think. I think you can respec at some point, but this is an I think, not an I know. It's a matter of getting to that point, and it's also very expensive. They'll increase bow damage to level 2. Item check. Respec costs levels. Oh. Well, that is pretty expensive. Because of course it does. You only have 3 medica left. The tent to fucking... Oh, man. Handy, and I think we also have something interesting in this room. Have a chop point! You discovered red fruit. Discovered hardwood. I've reached my limit for the day. Well, there you go. Found a gather point. If I'm not mistaken as well. Walk through the forest, a wall of trees blocks your progress. Yes. This one's 2-way even. So yeah, I know some things. That one's also reactive. When it's correctly placed, it actually changes color. Neat. So yeah, we know there's a shortcut there now. Most shortcuts become 2-way once you have gone through them. Fair. But yeah, when you first come in here, you can't use that shortcut. It's mostly because, lore-wise, you don't know it's there. But also, preemptive attack. Okay, cool. But also as a means to make sure that, like, you as the player don't cheese your way into the dungeon somehow. And I'll use the medica because I don't like the flies. Mana, squirrel, how is you? Ow. Now we'll win. Victory is mine! Okay, well, this appears to dead end and is a whole lot of nothing. You're sitting outside. Sounds lovely. We are now behind where we came in from. So you don't get big, Sag? Oh. Enjoying nature to avoid the big Sag, like, you know, depression. One more step, and then it looks like it splits off there. Oh, good! Clawbug! I'll DM. Okay. I want to try to run from this one. So, the Clawbug has a shitload of defense. An unfun amount, even. Step into a dead end at the forest's edge covered with brush and brambles. An old rucksack, seemingly abandoned by a past explorer, is lying at your feet. Sure, we'll pick it up. Peer inside the rucksack and find a number of coins inside. Hey, 100 N. Coin sack. At least that's where it was found. Imagine somebody gets this, they see that note, and they're like, oh boy, a sack of coins! They get here and it's just not there because I picked it up already. I feel like they'd be so pissed. Hang on. Get. Fucking bots. We should be of a high enough level to actually deal with this encounter, actually. Ow. 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 There goes the woodfly's turn. Critical hit! We are going to want to get out of here sooner rather than later at this rate, though. As you walk, you reach a clearing filled with blooming flowers. The nameless flowers sway in the wind, and you catch the scent of their fragrance. Contemplate whether to rest and enjoy their sweet smell, or leave immediately. Oh, don't rest. Decide to vacate the sweet-smelling clearing at once. One-time event. At least I think it's one time. But don't rest there. Just don't. You'll thank me later. God, especially with our low resources. Ugh. Still haven't fully mapped the area, but we're pretty damn close. And, like, I hope you can kind of see the map that we've made so far, and you're like, ah, that's satisfying. Because it fucking is. That's why this game, like, called to me so. Chop. We've reached our limit for the day anyway. Mole has appeared. Heck you, mole. Oh. The mole has been defeated. Okay, it's no longer fully healing me. This one does not have a shortcut attached to it. I thought it did for some reason. Oh, that's bad. Party was blindsided. I also don't want to be fighting 3 of these. But I don't think I got a choice. God damn. They're so fast, my defending doesn't seem to fucking matter. Or maybe it does. We need to leave. Drop some beast bones, though, so that's nice. Ow. Rather not. But, fail to escape, then that's gonna fucking suck. Oh, it's nighttime? I think we really need to go then. Ow. It's so damn hard. I am on expert, so that makes sense. But also, like, ow. Fuck out of here. All right, we're alive. Cost 20 N to stay the night. And when you sleep, you are also given the opportunity to save. Alright. Sell our stuff. She now has a red charm. I don't... Oh no, we can do tab. Petal. New item in stock. Dagger, bone staff, hide ring. We're gonna keep this Scramus axe in case somebody picks something that can use it. We need 1 more hard shell to make a short sword. Need 4 more soft hide to make the fang whip. Could have the dagger. Is technically a little bit stronger, but I'm skeptical about having it at the moment. Leaf coat, we need 5 more vine. Helpful. Accessory-wise, I can get the hide ring or the red charm. No new items. 10 more, please, thank you. And this gets into the fun bit, having to hunt down drops for new gear. Yeah. Which arguably is going to be the weakest link in this game, because if you want a shiny new piece of equipment, you gotta figure out what the fuck has it. Like in this case, the woodfly still has a drop we haven't discovered. I see you report a few things on what you found inside the forest. As they say, even oaks grow from small acorns. Everything must begin somewhere. I have high hopes that you'll one day solve all the forest's mysteries. Meanwhile, we're just reporting shit that this guy has heard 100 times. Drops it, and in some cases, what you need to do to get it to drop. Yeah. Because that's a whole thing in and of itself. We're gonna run a quick save. I was hoping to stream for 3 hours today, but based on some timing stuff and the need to eat, may not be the case today. Alright, back to the first stratum. We are re-equipped. It's also a new day. Mugwort. That's useful. We've seen this encounter quite a few times. And yeah, we're fine for the most part. That doesn't need responding to right meow, but then you know. Alright. I'll take a look at it here momentarily. Small Fang, Bugwing. This is the last bit that we have not mapped out. Well, that was anticlimactic. Or no, there's still one more. I'm blind, ignore me. Good, good. Love this. Kill the mole first and foremost. Ow. Ow. Critical hit! We'll probably start to speed up combat after a little while. Just so that way battles don't take too long. Level up! Okay, success rate up. Penalty down at the higher levels. Cautious steps reduce the chances of enemy encounter. Decrease encounter rate by 30%. Probably get away with using one of these for the moment. Oh, Datura needs to spend a custom point as well, which I'm actually going to give a job. Gives us another 2. We only have 2 party members. It's been a long time for me playing this particular game. Because the idea is to have people create characters for this game, so that way it's not just full of characters from me. Just we're streaming it. But since it's the first stream, I don't want to, like, create a full party and take up so many slots. Found nothing. Look for the day. Man, finding nothing counts? That sucks. So, while I'm having a tricky time for the first stratum, Oh, I can hold down left click too. Ah, hey! Speed of combat. That's nice. And I will get that form, because I'm going to use Tally for it. Draft it up sometime after the stream. While walking through the narrow trail, you find a trickle of water near the end. The clear, cool water seems extremely tempting after your arduous hike. That took all of 2 hours. I'm sure that Jindra can suggest characters, at least one of them for the sake of the format. I'm probably going to restrict it for like 1 per person, and that's why Datura is getting all of the like gathering skills, because I don't think people will want to make a dedicated gatherer, because that's boring, and I want people to have the opportunity to be like the star of the show in some cases. So you hesitate, unsure of whether to slake your thirst or to pass by the water. Put your hand in the water. Reach out and put your hand into the spring water flowing from the rocks. The icy water cools your heated skin. Wonder whether you should try a sip or leave without taking action. Sip. I'm waiting to see the count before making a call. Cupping your hands in the stream, you bring a sip of water to your lips. The clear, cold water quenches your thirst. Feeling much better after drinking spring water, you decide to move on. Well, just water. So this is where it's important to note and careful of overdrawing. Final Fantasy V 4 Fiesta is over Divine Dynamo Flame for... Okay, fair enough. I can't even remember what's available in this game. That's where the form's going to come in handy. Because it will list off what character you want to create. And while I don't expect people to like be able to go super duper duper in depth with their characters, it will give like some basics on like character customization and stuff. All right, so this area here, using the hand on the top part of the screen. Over here, we don't know because behind a door. Watched 4 Job Fiesta 2, nice. Yeah, because I did that, and we finished that up. We beat Shinryu. Omega I just deemed impossible, and then we killed Neo X Death. Final Fantasy V is my favorite. Final Fantasy V is great. But beyond that, it appears that everything has been explored on this floor, so we need to return. Although... Oops. Center. And then... using this one. Clean water. Because it's important to note those things. Alright, let's return to that guard. You should be simple enough. Ow. Then we go this way. Turn up and talk to this man. As you stride through the forest, you meet the soldier, still guarding his post. Don't you get bored? There also is a very big part of me that wants to say screw the classics and suggest a Dark Hunter named Plutia. Once he notices your presence, he hails you cheerfully. Got your map all in order, have you? In that case, you've got my permission to proceed. The soldier stands to one side and waves you through, as if passing the torch to you. You want to report your success to the Radha, but the thought of going deeper is also tempting. Waggles eyebrows like, hey. We're not gonna go deeper. It's not today. There is a door here, which we can't open, but it is good and important to mark these things. I forget, did I? I did. Well, we know the rest of this map. we're gonna go report. This thing drops the hard shell. But this is why it's such a pain in the ass to fight without an alchemist. Also, you might think it weird, if you've not played Etrian Odyssey or games like this, why we can see the map in the bottom right corner down here. And also why I can also just open it up and start mapping things still. It'll become relevant, but for now, just note it's down there. But yeah, we do not have the capacity to fight this thing. At least not well. Are you going for Dark Hunter suggestion for your character? I leave it up to the people that, you know, see this stuff. Alright, report results. Adventures initiation. I'm not sure yet. We've received word from our soldier that you've completed your map. How? Well done. We acknowledge and recognize your status as true explorers from this point on. You belong to the Sunsword Guild, correct? Let me give you the standard reward. Take this to Shilika's goods. She'll sell you items necessary for your adventures. Stock up there and work hard to explore the labyrinth for us from here on out. Obtained Radha note and 500 N. Mugwort. That was about it. No available missions. Oh yeah, Tat reminds me. You get permission from Taradha. Even without it, I wanted to sell you all my goods, but I promised Radha Hall, and I stick by that. Here, it is an Ariadne thread. If you're lost, or you're about to die, use it to warp out of the labyrinth. Tell everyone to take some before they leave on the trip down to the labyrinth. But don't go thinking they're free. How many do you want? Ariadne thread. Thread used to return the party to town from the labyrinth. I would suggest always having at least one on your person at all times. Just helpful, those types of items. Like Mud Exit in Labyrinth of Refrain, Covenant of Dusk. Or not Dusk. Here it is, Covenant of Dusk. And their ilk. Super duper handy to have. Anyway. Keft Apothecary has a new item in stock. Labyrinth, all good games. Still keeping that. I think I have those on Vita. It wouldn't surprise me. The Apothecary got. Bravant. No, we need one more Amber Lump. We got... No, that is new, but we need Amber Lumps. Possibly to buy it. Rude. Well, I would like to be healed. We will take a nap. It is nighttime. And Labyrinth of Refrain. So we've done that. I think now we can go to the Golden Deer Pub. Back safe from the mission, I see. Well done, Sunsword kiddos. Starting to hear about you from the off-duty soldiers. Everyone's pretty excited. So, am I right in thinking it's time to talk business? Here at the Golden Deer, fear the deer, I hear all sorts of problems that only adventurers can solve. Gathering materials, wiping out monsters, you name it, I hear someone sobbing about it. And when I do, I pass the requests on to kids like you. You're welcome to take them on. Adventurers can accept tasks known as quests here at the Golden Deer Pub. There are many types of quests, each with its own reward. Select accept quests from the menu to see the details. Decided to take the request, have you? Good. I've been hoping someone would. Shilika's Goods is the only place in Etria we could get weapons and armor. Small fucking world. Or at least, small fucking town. When her granddad ran the place, he'd gather materials himself to make all kinds of stuff. But ever since she inherited the place, well, the kid tries, but it's not the same. She got her hands full just running the shop, so if she could use a hand, could you help her? Go see her and ask if there's anything in particular she's looking for. An ex-explorer, I guess you'd say, wants you to get some holy water from a forest spring. Supposedly you can get some of this water deep within the east side of the first floor. Hey, that sounds familiar. Careful not to slip, okay? In Leathersmith's favor. Desires 7 strips of soft hide. Decided to take the request, have you? Good. This request is from an artisan right here in Etria. Hide goods are in high demand, and his supplies running low. Shouldn't have a problem getting some soft hide from the forest critters. And, well, there you go. So, now we can use everything. You sleep and restore HP and TP at the Rooster Inn. You get restoratives from Keft Apothecary, which reminds me. Kind of prudent to restock a little bit. I don't want to buy too much, but it is important to keep my stock in high supply. We buy equipment, upgrades, and such from Shilika's Goods. We accept quests from the Golden Deer Pub. We add characters and do guild business at the Explorers Guild. And we accept missions and perform narrative-driving stuff at the Radha Hall. And then we go into the labyrinth and we continue our exploration. That's kind of the gameplay loop. And then we draw out the map as we get deeper and deeper and deeper in and report our discoveries to Radha Hall, where we can then determine where we get things and, you know, kind of go from there. Frankly, we haven't even gotten close to the time. Well, no, we've gotten to where it would be a good time and good place to stop, considering that movie time is coming up and fiance and I will need to get food. But it also would be a good time for me to take the time to actually create the form, so that way folks can use it, and then they can submit characters. We have 28 slots, because my character will be Manaswel, and because I don't think anyone will necessarily want to become the dedicated gatherer. Datura is the character that I will sink all of my investment into at some point to make sure that she can gather everything. So there is going to be that character set aside. So there's 20... Was it 28? I think there's like 28 more slots. Does it actually say? No, of course it doesn't. Ah, yes, but we can rest, dismiss, rename, change appearance, change equipment. While retaining their class and parameters. Also change the formation. I think it said the cap was like 30 or something. Like there are 28 more characters that we can create. And again, with like the number of people in the Discord server by itself, plus anyone else that I want to include, we could probably easily fill that up and people would end up being left out. So for the time being, it's going to be 1 character per person. Once we start seeing that there's going to be more availability because people just aren't using it, then I can open it up for more people. I'm not going to restrict it by IP, so it's going to be very honor system. But yeah. If you are not part of the Discord, bot. Bot, are you having a laugh? I feel like it's having a laugh. Usually that's supposed to work. it might be because an ad's about to play and it's watching the ad timer. Give me just a tick. Because my voice is shot, but also we're going to end stream here relatively soon. Because I know I have the time to snooze it at least once. Okay, let's try that again. Bot, what you doing? Bot broke, hang on. Thanks for the stream if I miss ending. Yeah, of course. Oh, is that why? That could be why. Has an update. And it's now actually in 1.0. So fancy. Ooh. Okay, but it should still have everything. All right. There it goes. Now it's working. I just had to kick it really quick. All right. So that's the Discord. If you're not already a part of it, if you are, that's where I will post the form ultimately to create the character. Bearing in mind that the initial options are a little bit limited. Well, I say that, but there's fucking 7 of them. I know Jindra says that ideally there should be one of every class. That's entirely up to you guys if you want to follow that or not. And, like, communicate and say, oh, I'm doing this and that. You just completely ignore everybody and do whatever you want from the form. And that may happen. I can actually hit tab and see the skill list. That'll actually help me create the form then. But yeah, again, for those that are here, Manaswel and Datura are going to be a thing. So if you want to avoid making a protector because of that, and you want to avoid making a survivalist who's going to do gathering because of that, then by all means, if that doesn't change what you're going to do, alright, have at it. But yeah, again, I will take time, create the form. I'm hoping to make it a little bit on the smart side. If I don't have it ready by next Sunday, we will do something else than this, because I don't want to continue making progress until we can make a full party. But other than that, yeah, this has been the first part to Etrian Odyssey. Ugh! Alrighty. But beyond that, I've got a date tonight. And ads are still trying to play. Stop it! We're ending. Folks, I know it was an incredibly short one. Partially because of time restrictions today, but also partially just because if I make more progress, I'm going to hit a brick wall eventually, because you're not supposed to play this game with 2 characters. And once I hit that brick wall, it's very much a, well, it's either make more characters or we're just stuck. So, with that, thank you very much for sticking around to the end of the stream. Your time is one of your most valuable resources. Just know that even a minute of it here, 10 minutes, or the full 2 hours means it a lot to me. As Jindra did do the Lala of resubscribing, financial assistance is appreciated, but not required. So, again, thank you, Jindra, for subscribing for the 5th month? 63rd. 2 months over the mark. Almost 64. Again, greatly appreciated, but don't feel pressured or obligated to subscribe or gift subscribers or give bits, or whatever. If I do shit like singing and that makes you happy and you want to give bits, go off, man. But watch over yourself first, and then if you want to throw extra money at anybody that you want to support, then go ahead. I do this as a hobby, so don't feel like you're gonna... Right on cue. There's Squirrel throwing 100 bits at me. Thank you, Squirrel. Right at the end. I mentioned bits, and here they are. But yeah, don't feel like you're obligated to. If you want to do stuff like that, do it as a bit, like what Squirrel does sometimes, where she just yeets $1 in my direction, which, again, thank you, Squirrel. But yeah, watch out for number 1, which is you and your family first. But aside from that, again, I will get that form ready, so that way folks on the Discord can use it. And we will have a time, if I stay on schedule, next week, where I will create a bunch of new characters. Our party will be filled, and we will go from there. So, folks, once that form is made, please do make a character if you want to see your name or a character's name in this game. Otherwise, please remember, you're always welcome here at Mana's Potion. And I'll see you next time. Oh, Raid. This guy. His name is Punk Pup. He's playing Dokapon Kingdom with some friends. This is like their 3rd stream of it, so they're starting to get pretty deep. You don't need to understand too much about what's going on. Just enjoy the chaos. I'll see you guys next time.